Welcome back to Chokitable Media. About a day ago, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu inaugurated an economic team to help him work on its economy or the economy of Nigeria so that it can come back to the way he expected it to be. And reaction has been going on about the members of this economic team that Bola Tinubu newly inaugurated. I don't know if you've heard of the news, but if not, I want to bring to you the members of this team, and I want to pick each and every one of them to talk about them, about what they did in the past. Have they been in any economic team before? Or is this just the first time they have been appointed to be in an economic team? And the point is, I will bring you the reaction of Inibehe Effiong, human rights lawyer, reaction about this team newly put together by Bola Tinubu. But do you think they will actually work for the benefit of the people? Because these are big men. And you remember Bola Tinubu even talk about bringing expatriates to help him fight or to work with him to bring Nigeria back to the way he expected it to be. And since over 1 year now, things has not been okay, not been good for the Nigeria or Nigerians as well. No business is going on. Everything is topsy-turvy. Nigerians are keeping quiet. So, he came up with this list to help him put things in order. Members of organized private sector including Aliko Dangote, Tony Elumelu, Alhaji Samad Rabiu, Miss Amina Maina, Mr. Segun Ajayi Kadri, Dr. Funke Opeke, Dr. Doyin Salami, Mr. Patrick Okigbo, Mr. Kola Adeshina, Mr. Segun Agbaje, Mr. Chidi Ajaere, Mr. Abdul Kadiri Aliu, Mr. Rashid Sarumi. These members of the organized private sector will have to serve, according to him, for a 1-year tenure as an advisor on economy. So let us listen to what Inibehe Effiong has to say. Because for me, these are still the common name that we used to hear during the time of President Muhammadu Buhari. Rouhani, Dangote, Elumelu, and the rest of them, they used to be there. Then the question is, why the President Buhari was there? What did they do? If they did work well, the situation of Nigeria wouldn't be like this. With all the promises then, now you have a renewed hope. Is this a hope or hopelessness? Let's hear the reaction of the human rights lawyer to tell us what he feels. Credit goes to Channels Television for this excerpt. So, I want you to make up something out of it for yourself as well. In fact, on Twitter today, there are several other conversations going on regarding what is going on in Nigeria, to the extent that the argument happened between a Kenyan man and a Nigerian man talking to each other on Twitter, trying to convince each other to see who is right or who is wrong. Let me try to bring to you what I found out. One Harry, he said Nigeria is now the S-high unit of cowardice and mediocrity. APC don't reduce giants. He wrote, and he had to quote or to post from another X. And this is coming from African Fact Zone. He wrote, Kenyan William Ruto hosted a Twitter X space to discuss the state of a nation with Kenya. Yeah, with Kenyans, it is true, he called them. Over 134,000 people joined to listen to what Ruto has to say after all this trouble. So this was organized for him by one of the ex-users that want to show up and promote the image of Ruto after all what has happened. But it turned out not to be helping Ruto. I think it has created more problem for Ruto than what he expected it to be. So people were there, but the Gen Z didn't agree with Ruto. So Kenya expressed themselves seriously, talking back to Ruto. Some of them even accused him of being a liar, among others. Some asked him to fire his cabinet, and the F word was also dropped in his ears. So, Awang March, he wrote, he said, and we are not yet done. We will not be lied to. We are not Nigerians. You see, Nigerian being dragged here. We will do what it takes. Awang continued, Nigerian government is the most corrupt in the world, but orgas are okay as long as their artists collect Grammys. You hear that now? As long as Nigerian artists collect Grammy, there's no problem. We love to dance. We love entertainment. And we love ceremonies, and that's all. We never care about what is happening in government. We rather turn to each other and start to tear each other's down, or swindle each other, or defraud each other, as the case may be, instead of facing those representatives that are supposed to provide the necessity of life for the people of the country. We will never face them. We rather face each other to steal from each other. And Awang continued. He said they would rather argue with Ghana over music. You hear this? Football and rice. Ghana rice, Ghana jollof, and Nigerian jollof things and stuff like this, rather than burn down the politicians' premises as they did in Kenya. Yes, that's what they did. I mean, Awang is from Kenya. And cars bought using stolen funds. Giant of Africa, my foot. So Awang is so annoyed. He's actually very annoyed with Nigerians and the way they behave. So a Nigerian guy called Unique now has to respond to Awang. He said, we don't destroy our infrastructure like you did. We will protest in an organized way. So, Awang now replied him. He said, politicians' mansion and flashy cars are not infrastructure. Infrastructure is schools, hospitals, roads, uninterrupted electricity and water supplies, job availability, and good governance. Do you have to be reminded of that? So, Awang was trying to explain to Unique the meaning of infrastructure and not what Unique also thought to be an infrastructure. I think it's a shame on Unique for allowing this to happen. I mean, if you call yourself a Nigerian, why are you not being factual? Why are you not being straightforward? What is it in there to defend? And that is what Awang is trying to express in his reply to Unique. So right now, what is your own opinion? What is your own comment about this? Put your comment in the comment section while you watch Inibehe Effiong in his reply. Thank you for listening. Chokitable Media.
All right, Ms. Inibehe, your take on this particular issue as we wrap up.
I think it will be delusional, with profound respect, to expect that Alhaji Aliko Dangote and others will change the Nigerian economy. These individuals who have made money for themselves, they are lifetime economic advisors to every government in power. It is just window dressing. Dangote is not going to solve our economic problem. He's a man who is driven by profit. So he's not going to devise policies that will promote the Nigerian economy and against his own interests. But let us be serious. This president does not understand the reality, the urgency of now. You cannot be speaking about changing the economy and you are still dissipating public funds on things that do not matter. This is a president that we were told had expertise in gathering technocrats. Where are the Tinubu technocrats? They are nowhere to be found. One year after, this president has not come out.
All the people around him, Wale, Edu, Cardoso, all of these guys.
They are busy with things that matter to them, but clearly not the interests of the Nigerian people. Because we have not seen the policies. We have not seen the actions. What we see is the sustenance of the culture of West. You cannot say that in a country that inflation is abominable, electricity tariff has just been increased again, right? Price of fuel is going up. Cost of basic commodities is escalating. The government is not addressing that. They are wasting money building, edifice for the vice president, wasting money on the convoy of the president, trying to buy a new aircraft for the president in an economy that has almost collapsed. These people are not serious, and they should admit it. They are taking Nigeria for granted, and time is running out. Look at what is happening in Kenya. Why are they so insensitive? They are not reading the handwriting of the wall. That the Nigerian people are being pushed too far. You have today the Kenyan president speaking on X, addressing over 120,000 people. I listened to it directly.
Right.
In 1 year, Tinubu has not spoken to Nigerians. So how can you understand what we are going through? It is impossible.
Okay, there's a lot in quick succession. I must thank you both for coming on the program. Mr. Dachong Bagos, former member of the House of Representatives, definitely we need to have this conversation again, as well as Mr. Inibehe Effiong, legal practitioner.
We have, Geoffrey, we have a lot to talk about the economy of this country.
We have a lot to talk about.
Because it's no longer about party, it's about governance, so all of us need to come to the table to see that either administration in
Thank you for watching. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing so you won't miss out any of our latest video.